Hello everybody, happy Friday! Today I'm painting Spice Marines. Say what? Well, here's the thing. This painting is inspired by a board game and I will go into depth about that on my blog later today, where I, talk about all the paintings that I did this week or that I published this week and, what inspired them and stuff like that, material lists, close-up photos, blah blah blah. But let's just say, what if there would be a marine core made out of herbs and spices? There's different titles that people get in the army, such as general, corporal, brigadier, and so on and so on. So I did room through my kitchen cooking books and looked for all the spices that I could, make members of a corps. There's things like Captain Curryblood, which is probably not very understandably for any non-German speakers, but I did take the American Marine Corps ranks, like General, Marshal, and so on, and did give them a herb or a spice that starts with the same character. So General Gewürznelke, for example, but I took the German word for that spice, for the clove. It's Gewürznelke. There's a German lesson of the day. And I, made them march down a lane, and they are the Spice Marines. And I'm really trying hard now to not say them in the Warhammer Space Marines kind of a style. But like I said, the story is on the blog. It's just very goofy, and I enjoyed, having a rather goofy and quirky kitchen art going on. I didn't paint that so much, did I? No. Anyway, I did sketch them all and then outlined them with ink. It's Inktober, so I'm still working with ink a lot, and I did decide to color most of the artwork with my Inktense blocks and Inktense pencils, and only have a tiny bit of watercolor added to the whole scenery there. And that worked very well. The Inktense are very bright and very vibrant colors, so that made it very fast to paint, because I just had to go in one layer and boom, the color was there. With watercolors you have to layer and layer and layer if you want to have some very vibrant colors going on oftentimes. And the Inktense, did save me one or two steps there just by being so amazingly vibrant. So I'm giving all of the herbs and spices their colors there, and they are all wearing army boots, so I will color them in later as well. And you can only know their ranks when you read the blog or know who's who. There's, for example, the Lieutenant Lavendel or the Brigadier Bärlauch. All the German lessons for you today. But on the blog I will have photos of each character and tell you what they are in English and why I like to cook with them. Because, I could have also chosen other herbs or spices with the same letter. Like, for example, there's pepper and piment for P, but I did take pepper because I prefer pepper to piment, and then, I did just choose my favorite kind of herb or spice to cook with from that letter and made, this very special core of Space Marines or Spice Marines. Yeah. It's very, very goofy. But I think once in a while you just really have to not have the stern and serious art, but really have the funny, goofy ones, the ones that make you giggle really, really hard. And this one has been in the works, and I have been giggling in my head for weeks now because, it comes from a Warhammer 40k game, and that's just funny to me to have something like this come from a war game. I'm just coloring in and we're just intensifying pigment with watercolors on top of the Inktense now, and just shading and giving it a very subtle, very light background. That's what I actually like the watercolors for. You can have a very, very, very subtle and light background done with them, where it's rather difficult for the Inktense because they are just so vibrant to get that done. Then I'm just coloring in and shading the letters on the banner, because everybody knows or has to know that the Spice Marines are coming. And then I'm gonna call it finished. Brigadier Bärlauch will have a bit of white gel pen to have his flower be very stark white and stand out. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you want to know the complete story of how this painting came to be, check out the blog. It's live right now, so just hop on over. The webpage link is in the description box below. Happy weekend, folks. Take good care, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Enjoy, go create, and thanks again for watching. Bye bye.